Hello everybody and welcome to my review on Gears of War 2. So, I'm just going to throw this out there early. There's only two games that I've ever scored 10 out of 10. And one was the 2018 God of War, and Gears of War 2 is my other 10 out of 10 perfect game. I cannot stress how amazing this game was to me growing up. This is the game that I played all through high school with my buddies. My one friend and I were ranked top 500 in the world in Guardian. I was ranked like 480-ish something. He was ranked like below 300. So we were some of the top multiplayer Guardian gamers out there with of course, we used the shotgun two-piece like everybody did. But the narrative and the campaign of Gears of War 2 was astounding. Absolutely astounding. I mean, the overarch of the game is like what's going on with the emulsion and like trying to get to the hive and the nexus to blow everything up. But the story of Dom and Maria throughout the game was just like incredible. And going down and finding all of the prisoners that the Locusts were taking and seeing them all messed up and then be like, where's Maria? Where's Maria? And you finally find her and she comes out of the I'll call it a jail cell, but it was like a pod or something like that, like a locust pod. And she like looks all perfect, just like the day he lost her. And then all of a sudden she just gets zombified. And that was like, whoa, incredible, absolutely mind-blowing at the time. And it still brought, it has the Lancer with the chainsaw moments. Like, you can more connected to Delta Squad and who they are as a whole. And, of course, Marcus. And I always played as Dom. My friend played as Marcus. I played as Dom through all these campaigns. So that's why Gears of War 2, for me, kind of really hit the emotional nerve super hard. And then just, man, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say about the game. I mean, gameplay was a 10 out of 10. The levels, the level design, the character design, the enemy design, the locusts, they really added a lot of different variants in Gears of War 2, with the Cantus being just one of the many. You also start to see a little bit more of the Locust Queen and what her overall plan is. And Gears 2 also made you feel like it was a larger scale war than Gears 1. Gears 1 felt very grounded and narrow and linear to what you were trying to do. And in Gears 2, you figure out that the Locusts are not some small pod that are just coming up around Jacinto and like the human centers, but it is actually an integrated tunnel network throughout the entire planet. And you have to now basically march on the Locust stronghold or try and find it to destroy it. And it just feels like much more larger scale, like bumped up the consequences so much in Gears 2, and you just feel kind of the weight of it through the entire game. Like, you're going on this journey that's so important to map where the Nexus is and where the Hive is to try and wipe out the Locust for good. And then you find out that this is way bigger than you could have ever thought. And I just think that it was some of the best storytelling I've ever seen or ever experienced in my entire life. Doesn't matter, video games, books, movies, TV, anything. And it stuck with me for so long. Like I said, Gears 1 was actually going to be 18 years old this year. Gears 2, I think, is about like 15 years old, and I still remember it like it's the back of my hand. I remember the entire playthrough of my first time playing it and how I felt. The DLC for the game, I mean, there were 3 DLC packs that came out for Gears 2, each of them involving new maps, and then also, I think this is where you got the one new mission. Like, they actually introduced a new mission between when Maria dies and getting into the Nexus on how you're going. Oh yeah, that's right. And how you're going to infiltrate. Either you're going to sneak in or go in guns blazing. And I think, because playing the game at first, you start playing it, you find Maria, the whole thing happens, you ask Dom how you want to go through, and he's like, I want to kill them all. and then it kind of just skips you forward until you're in the hive. And the what was it? They introduced that one, and then Rom's Shadow, I think, where you could actually play as General Rom too. And I mean, I didn't talk about General Rom in my Gears of 1 review, but most badass like final villain I've ever experienced. And yeah, I think that's about all I can say about Gears 2. Absolutely the game that will stick with me for the rest of my life, and I can't wait for Gears of War E-Day. Can't wait for it. If you enjoyed the review, let me know. Please watch my Gears of War 2 playlist down below. And then you'll be seeing my review for Gears of War 3 and Gears 4. Alright, I'll see you there.